Right, we're back in the workshop once again. If you're watching this clip here, it's probably because you've just bought one of these off me. It's one of the Evil Dead saws that I reproduced from these little things here. Homelight XL, XL2s, SLs. Right, this bit of footage here is about your saw once you receive it and how you put it together, and just a bit of general maintenance, taking off any sharp edges, a little bit of adjustment. If, say for example, the recoil starter breaks, how you fix it. We'll move on. Now, if you bought one of these saws off me, the next couple of days you'll be getting something like this. This is the packer box I use. Pretty sturdy, pretty strong, and will stop any damage, albeit it's a chainsaw and they've been bashed about over the years, and to be honest, any scar it gets just adds to the character of each saw. Pretty much you'll be getting this, which will be the saw power head, or what was once the power head, and of course the bar that goes with it. So we'll put this on the floor for now. Now, before we assemble the bar, I'll just show you the saw itself is pretty straightforward to take the cover off to get inside of there. The reason being, I always say sharp edges on here, the likes of in there, I try and get off most of them, but you know, you can get in, file off yourself, just little hand file, bit of sandpaper, bit of emery, just to take the edges off. It'll make it a bit better for yourselves. 10mm spanner will undo this, and you've got an anti-vibration washer on there. What I always do is undo this one as well, just to allow a little bit of movement. Not much, just push that through like that. There we go, it's come out. And you can leave that hanging. The next thing is a slotted headed screwdriver. There's a slotted headed bolt there. All nice and free. There's a one here. You may find on your saw one or two of these are missing, because over the years these saws take some abuse. They're bashed and knocked about. These were working chainsaws up until a few weeks ago, and some of the lugs do get broken off. Some of the nuts are over tightened, or the bolts are over tightened, so it does thread the bolts, or it threads the aluminium casing. Don't worry about that. I'll always make sure that when these leave the workshop, once they're all bolted up, they're strong and they're not going to drop off. I mean, 3 of these, as well as this, is an overkill for a saw which isn't actually being used for cutting timber anymore. Undo that one, and that lifts off. Simple as that. There's the side panel, recoil starter. If that, say, breaks, this can be replaced by undoing that with a slotted headed screw. Slotted headed screw in there with a slotted headed screwdriver. Easy enough job. On a spring, wind it back on. That'll give you your handle back. Next thing is, as I say, sharp edges. You'll see in there there's half an engine. This gunk here is what I put on to try and cover some of these horrible edges once you do cut the engine in half. Like I say, it's not an easy job. You can miss something. If you like, you can get in there, put some silicone in, or whatever. What I always say is, when I built my son one, why not use a glove? What you could do while you've got the cover off like that, pass your hand through. I mean, it's a heavy duty glove, this, a big heavy thick numb glove. You put your hand through and leave the glove in there. Like so. So the next time, you put your hand inside the glove. Not so good if you're using it as a presentation on a table, because you always see the glove in the back. But as I say, if you're going out on a Halloween party, you don't have to use a glove as numb as heavy as this. But from the inside, you can actually grab the glove, pass your hand through, and around the handle. That's one side. As I say, it's a bit heavy and numb, this sort of glove. It's just the one I had handy and laid about. And that's it. Just makes it a whole lot safer on the sharp edges. Let's bring the glove out. Right, assembling the saw, putting the saw back together, side panel back on. Located on the bolts. And this one. start. Be careful on your bolts, don't over tighten them, because you're going from a steel bolt into an aluminium casing, and you just need to nip it, that's all. If you over tighten it, then you'll be gluing the bolt back in. That's it. I'm not going to tighten them just at this moment, because I need to locate them all first before me nip. This one back in, pass this through from the inside, like so. Remember your anti-vibration washer. Again, watch the sharp edges even on the nuts and bolts. They've been cut down, and I do try and take them off with a Dremel, but sometimes it does leave a little bit of an edge on them. That up like that. Now go around and nip everything up. Make sure nothing's catching on the top. If it isn't, that's it, it's in. 1, 2. That one's not quite located. It is now. Three. 10mm spanner. And nip. And this one again. 10mm spanner. Nip. Final job. Obviously you'll be saving your saw with this like this. Some of the saws will have these on, some of them won't. But just take that off. Carefully don't lose your washer. You've got your bar. Again, be careful with this because it is quite sharp in places. I try and put the welded side on the inside, just for presentation purposes. Good work surface to do this. Get someone to hold this up for you because it is a bit numb when you're doing it on your own. That back on. Wash your back on. Imperial nut. For this one, use an adjustable spanner. Unless you've got access to an Imperial toolbox. I don't quite know the size. I mean, I use a size 12mm, but it doesn't fit 100%. Normally I use an adjustable, but I've got a 12mm here because my adjustable's away in the toolbox. But I'd say don't use a 12mm because you may round the edges. I'm just going to nip it there without it sticking. That's got the bar secure. That's what you need to do when you get your saw to make the saw complete. But thank you very much for watching, and I hope you do enjoy the saw.